Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It is fantastic as ever to have you here on part 7 of making a cavalry saber. This is a lot of fun. We've had a lot of difficulties so far, but we're going to be making progress. First thing Will's going to be doing, you are going to jump right into the false edge and getting this thing almost ready for hand sanding.
Rounding out the spine, rounding out the ricasso, flattening down and refining the grit at the very tip of the blade.
That's going to be a little bit more hard work. Meanwhile, I'm going to jump under the microscope and practice some more engraving because we want to be seeing what we can do to some bronze or brass after we cast it. So we're going to jump right in. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy. That thing is looking fantastic. What is the next step for you, Will?
So, I think we're done working on the blade for a little bit. We're going to practice a little bit more wax carving, trying to see what finishes and stuff we can get on the wax and how that comes out in the finished casted piece, and then how much post-production work we have to do on it after the casting. It's been
a lot of discussion, lots of, because this is all new to us. We're still trying to work out what are the surface finishes we can achieve with the bronze or brass casting. What is it that we can do to a piece of wax? How's that then going to look to the bronze afterwards? How's it then going to look after we're done doing all the other stuff? It's a big deal because we want to make a really nice piece. Yeah. And so the extra practice and some examples is going to be helping a lot with that. And I'm just going to keep cracking on under that microscope. I have been making progress over here. I've been learning a lot, and I am so excited and thrilled because I am feeling this learning, the skills improving just little bit by little bit. Every 20 minutes, I'm having just a little bit more improvement, which makes me feel good. It makes me feel a little more confident with this new tool, this air graver. In case you didn't know, this is a pneumatic tool. There's a pipe that's feeding air to it, and it does some fancy stuff and pushes the tool backwards and forwards and saves me needing to use the hammer. It has been doing the cutting and engraving on this piece of bronze, and it has been doing a very good job. I shaped myself up a little piece of carbide into a 120-degree graver with parallel sides on it. It looks like this. You'll see we have about a 45-degree face, and then on the back side, our heels are about parallel. Not very parallel, apparently, looking under the microscope, but they're about parallel. I've been able to use this tool and find it super duper versatile. I used to use a 90-degree graver when I was doing hammer and chisel stuff, but this is just extremely easy to control, and with those parallel edges there on the heel, I've been able to actually do lots of engraving on the sides using this just like a chisel. Turns it into a very versatile tool, and it's been extremely helpful for doing this little pocket right here. Now this is just to get an idea of deep relief engraving. I believe that's the terminology for it. It's when your cuts are extremely deep and there is just extreme changes in dimension. Instead of it being like on the Viking sword where I'm cutting down 0.2 to 0.5 millimeters, instead of going down like 20 thou, I'm going down much more. And since this guard is going to have a lot of negative space, we might end up needing to be really working on lots of radiuses and lots of contours to do any engraving and cuts that we do to put the design in. So learning about getting down way below the surface has been essential. Back of the microscope, you see this area here. This is extremely deep. Right here, we're like 2 or 3 millimeters deeper than this top surface here. This started out as just a flat area like this, without any chisel lines in it, without any cuts in it, just like this. And I was able to cut down, cut on the side walls, and then stipple that area to get a feel for heavy, deep relief background engraving. First time trying it. I am loving it, I'm having a lot of fun, and it's really opening my eyes as to the design possibilities that we can have with this bronze guard once we make it. So, what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be taking that 120-degree graver in here and relieving this background area nice and deeply. I'm going to bring you along for the journey. So in with the 120-degree graver, you see we've already roughed it out this way and that way. Time to run down the middle. This is so satisfying. So cool. So much fun. I'm gonna get rid of this chip here. There we go, goodbye. I'm now cutting on the right-hand edge of the graver. This is rough, this is crude, I'm just practicing. It's my first time, but it's giving me a beautiful insight into what these tools can do. Come in here with the side of it, use it like a chisel. How awesome is that? And it's out of there. A little more chisel work with the graver. Look at that chip. That's a pretty rough little go at it, but that's what it looks like as cut. Time to stipple that thing. So I switched it out to a needle point, and we're going to texture those contours. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Will, come have a look at this.
Okay. Whoa, it looks like it's crystalline.
Doesn't it look cool?
Yeah.
I'm now going to take a rotary burr and see what I can cut away and see how that looks. So the carbide burrs are just frankly unbelievable. They're phenomenal. Oh my goodness, they just eat metal away at 320,000 RPM on that little air handpiece. You give it a try. It's
unbelievable. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it bogs down pretty fast and it'll jump around if you're not careful. But under that microscope, you have a lot of control. And so really what we're gonna have to do on our piece is use a mixture of the burrs, of the handpieces and the gravers to make stuff happen. Meanwhile, you have spent an enormous amount of time making this.
So it's nothing crazy complicated whatsoever. Just kind of test out the different finishes that we can get and see what will transfer through from the wax into the finished bronze casting.
Absolutely. So you have 220, you have file scratches, you have all the way up to 1,000 grit.
2,500 actually.
2,500 on the sides.
Yeah.
Lots of opportunity for us to see how it goes. Which means that now what we've got to do is we need to make up some investment, get it setting, so we can pour more bronze.
Oh.
That investment has been in the toaster oven for a good little while, and now what we're doing is we're slowly ramping up the temperature in the forge with it dialed down low to burn out the wax completely. The toaster oven meant to melt out the wax. The forge, it's gonna burn out any residue there is. So hopefully we can get to casting here in a bit. I spent that time spending more time on this piece here, polishing some areas, finishing some areas. This thing is just a practice piece. It's to see what are some techniques we can use. It's to have a look at it and observe and see where can we apply things we like on this and how can we avoid doing things we don't like on this on the final piece. Very, very educational to be working on this. We're gonna give that investment a little more heat and a little more time and hopefully melt some bronze. The investment has been cooking a while. Here is the bottom from the last time that we heated up the crucible. Here are some more bits of bronze. That'll do. I'm gonna pop this right here. Now it's late in the day, so we really, really hope that that is fine and all the wax has burned out. Now we're gonna pull this investment out. So we're gonna take the crucible, stick it in the forge. So we're in with the crucible, close up the doors, and crank up the forge to melt some bronze. It's hot, so here we go. All right. How's it feel, Will? Your first ever pour of molten metal?
Well, it's not the case.
What?
Yeah, I used to cast silver a little bit in my garage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, that was awkward, but he's gonna quench it now. There's a lot of mass in there to cool down.
There we go.
There we go. Who's going fishing?
Oh, man.
Oh, uh-oh.
That did not work properly.
Oh my. That is... Wait.
That's what you might call a failure.
Yes? No!
I wonder if we didn't let all of the wax melt out?
That's probably the most likely cause of the problem.
Well, we do practice pieces, right?
What a shame. But that is just part of the process. A little bit of failure, a little bit of wasted time. That's how it goes. The best part is we've learned plenty, and we can't wait to see you on the next episode. So please do make sure that you subscribe if you're new. You go buy some merchandise at alecsteelshop.com, and see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.